everybody, welcome back to Zoom 360 on the go. It's been an interesting few days. So I remember May of 2018, Suki, my beloved Lexus IS300, was rear-ended for the third time. Fourth time? No, for the third time in Colorado Springs, which I believe has one of the worst drivers in the entire nation of the United States of America. What a sad day it was. Well, once I moved back to El Paso, one of the things I noticed that was different from the first time I was here was that the drivers got increasingly worse. I'm not sure exactly why. I don't know. Some people say there's an influx of people from California in El Paso. I'm not sure if that's the reason. I don't know. I don't know how bad or good that drivers from California are. I honestly don't know. I've driven in California a little bit. I haven't noticed crazy stuff like I see here in El Paso, but nonetheless, I've been avoiding accidents since I moved here for the last I think almost 3 years now. But I knew later. I knew that sooner or later somebody was gonna get my number. I was hoping that it wasn't Suki because Suki is painted. So if somebody would have especially hit that car from the side or from the front, like, you know, luckily that car got rear-ended. That was the easiest part to paint. But if that car gets hit from the side, it's gonna be a nightmare because it's custom painted. It's very custom painted, and you know, the guy that painted that car, as far as I'm tracking, is retired. So it'll be hard to find somebody that can match that skill, or find a person that matches that skill, which means that that car will probably have to be shipped out of state. But anyway, Lucille, my beloved Hyundai Veloster, was involved in a hit and run as I was driving on a lane. And I mean, that driver did several things wrong, actually 3. He or she was driving a late model Honda Civic that is either dark blue or black, so dark colored, and they didn't have their lights on. Like the front, there was no lights in the front of the car, none, no lights whatsoever. And the second thing they did is that, so I was driving straight on a 2-lane road, and I was on the far right lane, and they were turning left. They were coming into traffic from the left side, turning left, going to the direction I was going. So what they should have done is merge onto the left lane. That's the closest lane. That's what you're supposed to do. And they didn't do that. They went straight for me, because as I was like passing them by, that was the time when they were coming into traffic. They went straight from my lane, basically T-boning me. And I don't know how that you couldn't spot Lucille, because the paint is so bright that even in where it's like the area was not completely dark, it wasn't very bright, but there were lights around. I mean, how do you miss a car like Lucille? And I on the other hand had my lights on because it was nighttime. So that's the thing. So I don't know if they actually saw the car and they happened to be there and they targeted the car, because I know both of my cars, and this is not me being like, you know, big-headed or like, you know, egotistical. I know for a fact, because I've been told that my cars are very famous in El Paso. People know them, you know, just because they don't look like everybody else's cars. So they know that whenever I'm at, like, people say that, oh yeah, I saw you yesterday, I know it was you. And you know, I get like, you know, messages all the time, say, hey, spotted, which is great. So I don't know if they saw the car and they targeted it and say, F that, I'm going to hit that car. Or maybe that they're just that stupid, I don't know. Or maybe they were driving with their eyes closed, I don't know. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that when they hit me, they ran off. So I did chase them for a little bit, because I was trying to catch the license plate, but the license plate was not a plate. It was one of those temp tags, like, you know, paper tags that's in some kind of a plastic protector, and the plastic was faded. So when I got close, so as I was like you know, chasing them, and I didn't want to push the car too hard because I don't know what else underneath the car is damaged. If there's like a tie rod that's damaged, if there is like you know, some kind of like, you know, part of the you know, suspension was, like, you know, damaged. So I didn't want to keep on push on the car and then something would be like you know, unscrewed or something like that. So, but at some point I did manage to get really close to them, so I'm sure that they can see me trying to reach out to them. And at some point they were trying to make a U-turn on Airway Boulevard, which they succeeded, because at the time they got there was a little gap for them to pull a U-turn, and by the time that I got there, like, you know, the oncoming traffic was already there. So as a result, the chase was over. And I think maybe it was for the best, because what I was trying to do is actually get close to them to pit them, because had they kept on going straight, I would have pit them. Because at that point I was so angry, because the car was due to go back to the custom shop. I was supposed to get hopefully the correct sway bar installed, and then a splitter kit, then readjust the right height, and then do the seats and get a wing and there's a tune option for that car. I was gonna get that to make it a little bit faster, and that would have been it. And, you know, all that, now it came to a standstill, because now the car gotta be unwrapped, at least the driver's side be unwrapped, because the door is probably gonna have to go. The fender, for a fact, is gonna have to go. So it's a whole lot of extra stuff that I don't care to really get into right now. So it's a whole bunch of extra stuff. So so I think maybe it's best that I didn't catch up with them, because if I pit them and the car, and then, you know, which would have caused more damage to my car, but at that point, that moment, I didn't care, because I didn't want them to get away. So, and then, which probably would have sent their car out of control somewhere. And had they been able to stop, one of 3 possibilities would have happened, because I don't know who was driving the car. That's one. I don't know if they have, like, the weapons in the car, knife, gun, or whatever the heck. But what I do know is that at the end of that chase, somebody was gonna go to the hospital and or morgue. Somebody was gonna be in jail. So because I had a feeling at that moment, as soon as I got hit, a feeling came over that there was this feeling that came over me that I haven't felt since I was in Colorado Springs. So one night I was in Colorado Springs. I was driving Suki, my beloved Lexus IS300, and I pulled up to a stoplight. It still amazes me how that car is able to make people react. It's like, because that car, to me, it's an old car. It's a 2001 Lexus IS300. Value, probably $1. I don't know. And to me, I guess since I've had it so long and it looked like that for so long, it's like, to me, it's like, meh. I mean, yeah, I love it. I love that car. I like the way it makes me feel. It is a dream car of mine that I actually have. So to me, it's like, I love that car, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, okay, it's my car. But people have done crazy things to me when I'm driving this car around traffic. People have done a lot of unsafe things to try to get a picture. People try to show off. As a matter of fact, I got this cop in Colorado Springs gave me a ticket because I was driving in Colorado Springs, and this green 240 SX saw me and was showing off, right? Because I guess he was trying to get me to race him. And then somebody called the cops, which I think what happened is that they called the cops on the both of us because they assumed I was racing too. But since you got a regular looking green Nissan 240SX, which only people who are into cars who probably know that, probably somebody who's into like, you know, JDM would know it. But then you got my car that looks different. All you gotta do, it's a car with a Superman on the side. And it's like, okay, I'm the only one on earth with that car. So it's really a IS 101 if you look at it that way. So the cops gave me a ticket, but that's a different cop story. So just to go back, I'm at the stoplight and this truck pulls up on my right. So we were both in what they call mandatory directional lanes. So we both had to turn left. We couldn't go straight. We couldn't go right. We were in a mandatory left lane. So the light goes green. Like a normal person, I started to drive left. But the guy in the truck saw the car. And the reason why I know he saw the car and wanted to show off is because of what he was doing. He started to do a burnout. But it was a rolling burnout, turning left with me. So I'm driving and I'm looking to the right. Okay, something caught my attention, my peripherals. And I was like, what is this dude doing? So I started driving. But he was trying to keep up with my speed as I accelerated as I'm turning, like you're turning left. At some point, he started to lose control where the front of his truck now is facing the side of my car more and more. All right, sorry about that, but the SD card got filled while I was telling the story, so I had to download it. I had one more vlog on there. I thought I already did that, moved it to my hard drive. I didn't, but let's take it from the stoplight. So the light went green. I started to make my turn like a normal person. Of course, you start to accelerate as you're turning left. I'm looking to the side of my eye, and I also heard his tires spinning, and I was like, what's going on over here? And this guy in a truck, in a lifted truck with aftermarket wheels, started to do a burnout, a rolling burnout, but he was trying to keep up the speed I was going. So he tried to maintain the speed that I had while I was turning. So he started to move around me but he's like doing like a drift left, right? So, but I can tell that he started to lose control because the front of his truck was increasingly at an angle facing my car more and more and more. And I can tell that when he reached the point where he lost control, because it's like, okay, if my fingers is the front of the truck, if you're doing this, you're okay. But once you start doing this number, the angle is such where that, okay, now the back tires are trying to make you move this way. What's gonna happen is you're gonna do this number, and then you're going to T-bone me. So I started getting pissed, and that was when I got that feeling that I said about when the car hit my Veloster. I had the same feeling that I had back in the day in Colorado, because the truck did lose control and it was coming straight for me, but I sped fast enough where the truck hit the guardrail. I cleared the front of his truck and he hit the guardrail. And I parked my car about 100 feet down the block off to the side, and I took a good look in the rearview mirror, and I knew that my career in the Army was over. I'm gonna walk out of this car, and if this man does not have a weapon to shoot me with, because I don't care what else he has, I'm not afraid of a knife. So I said, I don't care if he has a knife, he's going down tonight. So I got out of the car, I got my Gerber in my hand, I poked out, and I started walking towards the truck. But I had that walk, and I know he saw me. He saw me because I was in uniform. I started walking sternly towards that truck. and he backed off the truck, and there was a side road right there, and he accelerated, went down that road, and fled the scene. And I was like, whew, he saved me. Because again, that night, what was gonna happen? Somebody, which it could have been me. Oh, it could have been me. I didn't care. Somebody was gonna go to jail. Somebody was gonna go to the hospital. So that guy actually saved me. So wherever you are, if you come across this video and you be like, oh, I was the dumbass that did that. Thank you for saving both of us. So I think that that night in question about the Veloster being T-bone and the person ran off. As soon as they made the UE, by that time, that the oncoming traffic was already there, so I couldn't really make the U-turn safely. I think the oncoming traffic saved us both, and I think this person, by doing the UE, saved us, because I was gonna catch up to him. Because when he was on airway, I'm like, if he crosses the next light, it goes on red, there'll be a stupid way to miss him, and I floored it, and the Velosters took off. And I was about to close in on them, but they decided to pull the UE, and I think that this person. So if you come across this video and you're the guy who was driving the late Civic car with no lights and stuff, because you are how could I put this delicately, a degenerate inbred. So probably here illegally. Thank you for saving us both, because if you kept going straight, what would have happened is that I would have caught up with you and hit you, and you would have crashed very badly, and I would have gotten into the car somehow and take you out of the car and probably kill you. That's what's gonna happen. So thank you for saving us both. You rock. So where does that leave Lucille? So I thought that I was gonna do a video about that and let you guys know what's happening. I'm probably gonna be getting a rental car really quickly, hopefully in the next few days, because I have to be out of town by Sunday. So hopefully I could get that car so I could take off to Central Texas and do some business there and come back a week later. So yeah, so let me go outside and show you guys what's happening. It's now 8:04. We are losing daylight. I think we're about to enter the golden hour. So yeah, so this was my, so this video is gonna be like a story time, and yeah, I don't do those enough. A lot of crazy stories happen to me on the road. I haven't shared it here. I should start sharing more of them here. So so let's go outside and then let's see what's happening with the cars, or cars, I guess. Yeah, because my plane has totally changed because of this wreck. And yeah, so let's go. As you can see, we are in the golden hour. There is no sunset like a western sunset. So let me double check my door, because my OCD is starting to kick in. Bear with me. Bear with me. It's my OCD. Yes, I know it's locked, but I like to walk back and check it. I'm working on my OCD, so please bear with me. So, oh man. So I had a flat tire last night, and I changed it. I kind of laid on my left side so I could put the jack under the car to lift it up. Woke up this morning and my left hip is hurting like heck. So I have to limp my way to the cars. Look at this cat. These cats be killing me. They are on people's cars as if they're making the monthly car payment. Look at this guy. Why are you on this person's car? Look at that. Don't care. Don't scratch the paint, you douche. Somebody has their AC on, and yet the window of their apartment is open. Make that make sense. They're gonna burn out the system. So here they are. The ladies of Zoom 360 on the go. I love those ladies. I can't wait for the third lady to join us. The reason why she's not there yet is because the car market kind of is kind of crazy right now, but I think there's gonna be a correction coming. I'm waiting for the correction to happen. So we had an issue with this vehicle, with this car, where the clip here was broken and this was sticking out, so we bought a new one. They were able to fix that. So this is the side in question. As you can tell, it's pretty bad right there. So yeah, so the car, so they hit me with the passenger front light side of their car. So they went into me, bam, and then they kind of sped up and scraped me as they're trying to run away from the accident. We also have scratches on this wheel. We're probably gonna have this wheel replaced or rebuffed. I think I'm gonna have the shop that's fixing it change the wheel like color. I'm probably gonna have all four wheels be repainted, probably to match the color of these wheels, or probably do something completely different. I don't know, we'll see. I don't think this car is gonna be totaled. I hope it doesn't get totaled, because I don't want to have to buy another car like this one or of that type to replace this car, because I simply don't have the time. The next car is gonna be something exotic, something probably V10. Yeah, so this is it right there. And also I think that the mechanism for the window is broken, because I think on these cars that the mechanism is made out of plastic, and I think the impact of the hit, which was rather severe, I'm shocked that this is all the damage I have. I'm really shocked, because that car hit me so hard. I actually thought all this was like actually, like, you know, dented. Looked like the rear fender is not damaged. That looked like it would have been a lot more of a hassle to replace, because I know that these fenders come off as one piece right here, and of course you got the door. So I don't know if they're gonna replace the whole door, or if this panel can be, like, you know, repaired and then still meet the standard of the manufacturer. If you look closer, this is not detached. This is also damaged right here. I don't know what's the extent of that. So this is it. So what does that mean? This means that I'm gonna have to change my strategy, because my strategy was to slowly build both this car, which was gonna take about another month, probably month and a half, and then fix this car, because this engine has an issue. I don't know if it's a fuel injection issue or if it is a decompression issue, or not decompression, compression issue, which is, it's either gonna be you replace the fuel injectors or you replace the engine. So, but what I'm gonna do is to just get all these cars done much earlier than planned, which means that I'm gonna be spending quite a bit of money through November to get, because I really want to have 2 functioning cars really soon, so I could start to do road trips and don't have to worry about car issues and stuff like that. Just the maintenance, okay? Just the maintenance. Yeah, so the claim was already filed, and I'm waiting for the case number to be released to me by this coming Wednesday, because the police should have that. And once we have that, we should get our rental car and all the money that's coming to us to get this car repaired, because I don't want it totaled. I want to finish the project. I want to have it back in to the channel, because I have so many places to take this car and so many adventures to do with it. And the next car coming to the channel will be an exotic, that's what I want to do. I don't want to have to be bothered with a different car, because I think I should have the third car, if not by the end of 2024, 2025, because I'm waiting for the market to correct itself, which right now that it's starting to, though there are forces out there that are trying to pump money into it, but I think that soon enough that it will correct itself. So yeah, so this car has had this problem for a while. So I took it to the shop. They said that the cylinder, I think 2, and cylinder 6, I think 2 is at half compression. Last year it was at half compression. Cylinder 6 was starting to lose compression as well. If that's the case, what's gonna happen is that I'm going to just replace the engine. I'm gonna get like another GE engine, probably with like 100,000 miles, because these engines could go far. Like, you know, this car has, let's see, 397,085 miles. So these engines, if you take good care of them, they'll go pretty far. And then the engine, the car's original engine, I'm gonna keep, because I would like to personally rebuild that engine myself. So that's the plan. But now what I'm gonna do is, instead of having both cars finished by spring of next year, I want both cars finished by November. At worst, I would like that car to be complete. Like you know, version 1 is good to go, being road trip worthy, and this car at least be sound mechanically and in the shop for the paint job by November. So that's what we're gonna be doing. It's gonna cause me to spend a lot of money very fast, which I kind of didn't want to do, because you know, because I have a budget for cars, but I also have a budget to save money, because I spend money, I save money, I spend money, I save money. So I'm gonna have to speed the process up, which means that from now through November, I'm not gonna be doing much savings of money. I'm just gonna keep on spending money to get these cars up to par, so that I don't have to so that all I have to do is just to maintain these cars. So yeah, so that's what happened with this car. I'm not gonna be using it for quite some time on the channel, though you, the viewers, probably will not notice it, because by the time you view this video, this car will probably already be done already, because at least be fixed from the accident. Because right now on the channel, I'm still dealing with the road trip, with the massive road trip that we did last fall, because I had a lot of vlogs to post for that, though that we're almost done. I think I have three more vlogs left, and then we still have to post the vlogs that we started to film for 2024. And by the time this one comes around, this car will probably be done, and this car probably almost done. So yeah, so that's what happened. But I'm glad it was this car that got hit, because this car is a wrap. This car is painted, so if the damage you just saw on that car happened to this car, it will be a monumental headache to fix it, just because that it's painted, and the person that painted the Superman is retired. So that's where we at. There's a lot of things that happen on this channel behind the scenes, and I don't post them a lot, because I kind of want to keep it focused on cars and adventure, which you know, centers around road trips and what I do with the car club that I'm in, which is Hero Society. But I'm gonna start to implement like you know, maintaining the cars, how to do oil changes on either cars, certain parts, like how to replace certain parts. Like, you know, what I do to get ready for road trips when I'm not taking road trips. I'm gonna start to start to do some vids on that. I also found out that the majority of people that watch this channel, click on this channel, don't subscribe. If you watch a couple of videos, even if you don't watch all of it, but if you've returned, obviously you kind of like where this channel is going. So if you can, it's free. I would like you to hit the subscribe button. Though I've had this channel for quite some time, and it was kind of like I kind of posted at certain times when I had the time to post, because I do have a job. I am in the Army and I'm very busy with that. But lately my schedule kind of opened up for me to be able to weekly post, and this channel has grown tremendously. Though I think at this time we were at 154 subscribers, but only I think a year and a half we were at 31 subscribers, because I just didn't post a lot. Sometimes I've gone 6 months and not post because I was so busy, because I was just busy. But now I have more time to post, and I've been posting weekly, and I saw the changes in views, I saw the changes in subscriber count. So thank you for those of you who've clicked on the video, who subscribed rather. And there's a lot of adventures planned on this channel. I kind of don't want to say it until certain things are certain, but there's gonna be a lot of adventures coming on this channel, and I think it'll be fun. So make sure that you subscribe. And on that note of subscribing, this is Zoom 360 inviting you to get up, get out, and do it. Like, subscribe, and share. And